was acting weird. No, weird is an understatement. He's always weird, obviously, because he's an alien. What I mean is, he was acting off. I didn't notice at first, since I think this was a slow, gradual thing, but after stopping to think about it, this had been building up for a while. First of all, I couldn't remember the last time I had to stop one of his schemes. As far as I'm sure, he hadn't been scheming at all, and I'm pretty sure that's the case because he'd been going to school. The question is, why wasn't he scheming? Why was he still going to school when he didn't technically have to, other than to keep up appearances? Why didn't he just leave? All I knew was, it had something to do with me. Specifically, it had something to do with him wanting to torment me whenever possible. The thing is, he never actually tried to hurt me. He'd humiliate me to no end, sure, but he didn't seem to have any desire to kill me. The closest thing he had to schemes were harmless, childish pranks, and somehow, I got roped into it. I mean, let's be honest. If someone leaves not one, not two, but 3 whoopee cushions on your chair in English, you've got to get them back. You can't just take it. But of course, Zim and I are both stubborn jerks, so we never stopped trying to one-up each other. We were trapped in this endless prank war for months. I needed answers. Why was he doing this? What was he really planning? I found Zim in his locker before lunch. It was time to confront him. "All right, Zim, what's your deal? I know you're up to something." "What are you going on about, human?" "You know, the pranks! I know this is all part of your evil plan, so what is it?" He responded by pulling my pants down in the middle of the hallway, earning a few laughs from classmates passing by. "I'm serious, Zim. Just tell me what your plan is already. You know I hate when you do this." The little alien smirked, which is exactly why I'm doing it. It was then that I realized that simply talking wasn't going to work. I had to take more drastic measures. I had to kidnap him. But first, I had to pull my pants up. During my last class, I asked to go to the bathroom. I went to the front door and waited for the final bell to ring, ready to trap the alien in a trash can. I wasn't entirely sure how I was going to get him home, since I knew he would fight back. Figured I'd just wing it. As predicted, getting him home was the most awkward part of the plan. At least it was, before everything went off the rails, but I'll get there in a second. I did manage to get him home, despite him screaming and banging at the wall of the trash can the entire time. As soon as we were in the house, I dumped him out. "What is the meaning of this, Dib Beast?" "The meaning of this is you not telling me the meaning of whatever it is you're doing, or something." Zim's pack legs burst out, ready to attack, but Dad walked in at just the right time, forcing him to quickly hide his extra appendages. "Ah, Dib's little foreign friend. Always nice to see you." "Oh, hello, Professor," Zim greeted casually. It always bugged me how friendly he acted towards Dad. It made it really difficult to fight him in front of him. The 3 of us just stood at the door for an uncomfortably long time, until I'd finally had enough. Come on, Zim, let's go to my room and talk." We proceeded to my room, and as soon as I closed the door, Zim spoke again. "Now, where were we? Oh, yes." His pack legs burst out once again, and he pinned me up against the wall. "Tell me your plan!" "Never! But don't you want to rub it on my face?" I have no desire to rub your face. That's disgusting!" I managed to free one of my arms, and I reached out to grab him, pulling off one of his gloves. He let out a gasp and immediately retracted his pack legs. "Give me that back!" he demanded, attempting to swipe it as I held it out of his reach. "What are you freaking out about? It's just a glove." In his attempts to snatch it back, his sharp claws swiped across my chest, a burning sensation coming from the wound. "That's why. Working claws are venomous. You're going to die." I gave him the glove back and clutched my chest. "So, this was your plan, huh? If you were going to kill me, why didn't you just do it sooner?" "This was not my plan, and I had no intention of killing you. No, this won't work at all." I fell to my knees. "Then help me. This has to have happened before, right? Is there a cure? Anything?" "Yes, but there isn't much time, and you don't have the technology here. We'll have to go to my base for the procedure." I tried to get back up, but my legs felt like jelly. Burning, painful jelly. Zim noticed my problem and sighed, then begrudgingly acted as my support as we walked out of my house and down the street to his base. The entire walk, I was filled with dread. I didn't trust Zim, but it was clear that if I didn't go with him, I'd be a goner. I just had to hope that he didn't have an ulterior motive for once. I was doomed. sat me down on his couch. "Stay here! I'll be back in a moment. Grr! Make sure he doesn't die!" The alien descended into his base, and his robot plopped himself down on the couch next to me. "Hi! How's it going?" he asked, oblivious to the great deal of pain I was in. "I've been better." Gur squealed and laughed hysterically as he rolled off the couch and onto the floor. Every time I saw the little guy, I wondered what he was actually supposed to be doing, because clearly he wasn't. Suddenly, a video feed of Zim appeared on the TV. "Greetings, filthy earth monster! You have recently come into contact with Irkin Claws, which was your fault, by the way, and now your body is beginning the shutdown process. However, this crisis can be averted with this Irkin implant. When attached to your heart, the implant will work to filter out the venom that's currently coursing through your veins and eating away at you from the inside." Any questions? Yeah, you're gonna operate on me?" Zim went into a fit of maniacal laughter that sent chills down my spine. He really was taking every opportunity to make this as traumatizing as possible. "No, Zim does not have a medical license, silly human. I'm gonna go inside you like that time when I tried to erase your brain." "That's even worse!" I screamed. "It's your only option, Dib. Any chance of your survival requires you trusting me." Zim sat and waited my response, staring me down through the screen. I heard nothing but the sound of a ticking clock as the burning sensation inside me slowly spread, increasing in intensity. My eyelids started to become heavy. I was surrendering to the poison. This was it. No! It couldn't be the end. Not like this. "All right, Zim. Do whatever you need to do. Just don't destroy my organs or anything." "Okay, well, the procedure's already finished. You were taking too long to answer me, so I went ahead and implanted the device." That was probably around the point when I passed out. It was probably a combination of the venom and the shock and horror that Zim had been in my body the whole time without me knowing, doing God knows what. When I opened my eyes again, I was lying on the floor with Zim standing over me. "Dib, you awake?" he asked. The memories of what had just happened flooded back to me, and I immediately got up and pinned Zim to the ground. "What did you do to me?" "I told you, the implant filtered all the venom out of your system. You seem to be recovering quickly." That was when it set in that I didn't feel pain anymore, and I had managed to pin Zim to the floor, so clearly I was in decent health. I got up and backed off, letting it all sink in. Wow. You actually did it. Zim, Thank you? Sure. Now get out of my house. I headed for the door, but something stopped me. I felt a weird sensation. Receiving help from anyone was already a rare occurrence, but getting help from Zim, no strings attached, nothing for him to gain out of it, was something I never expected. Sure, he was the one who put me into that situation in the first place, but he didn't have to save me. I know this is really weird, but if there's any way I can repay you, You can repay me by getting out of my house. With that, I headed out, staring up at the cloudy sky. There was something different in the air, something I couldn't explain. All I knew was that this had to be Zim's most mysterious plan yet, and I was determined to figure out what he was really up to.